Bow. Welcome to an episode of Keep On Painting. Let's get started. So today, I think this is a road painting here. I like starting off on these birch boards, and I like starting off with painting the painting out. I don't usually draw out the paintings too much. I found that, especially with smaller paintings like this, that if I draw it out with pencil, the paintings tend to get a little bit more illustrational. I tend to treat it more like a coloring book almost. And so I kind of like drawing them out with the painting or with paint. And it gives the paintings a little bit more movement for some reason. I'm able to kind of move the paint around a bit more and wipe it away. And I don't know. Oh, there's my palette. So yeah, big piece of glass. That's the best kind of palette to have. And so yeah, I like drawing them out real quick. This is just white background. Sometimes I use a colored ground, not always. These are just little paintings. This is almost kind of like a little study almost. This will only take about an hour and a half to paint in real time. Here it's sped up quite a bit. And there's a little bit more of a time lapse at the end and stuff, but they're pretty quick, one night and get them done, So I'm up over 2,000 paintings that I've done, so it's a lot of paintings. And of these little ones, I'll do a couple of these a week at least. And especially these smaller paintings, I like doing these on location. Right now, this is the middle of winter, and I'm working from a photograph on this one. It's just off of the side here. I'll try and include a clip of it. And, I'm exaggerating the photograph quite a bit. It's, that's part of your job as the artist, is to exaggerate and exaggerate, make things even bigger and better and prettier, I think. So yeah, doing the road, and at this point, this is all just getting brushed in. Basically, I'm just kind of finding my shapes. I'm trying to find about 5 or 6 different shapes that all work well together with the color and everything. Try and get rid of all the white board, the ground. And with those 5 or 6 shapes, sky, tree, road, bushes, just find their balance, find where I want them to be, and what works, what colors are working together, which ones aren't, and then start massaging the painting. So first, I'm using a brush. Oh, there's the palette again. I got the hiccups. I'm nervous. And, so right now I'm just putting on a thin coat of paint just to find it. And, some green in the sky. Sky, one of the biggest mistakes I see amateur painters make is that they'll make their sky blue, and it's like the worst thing you can do. It's the mark of an amateur. You never make a blue sky. Any great painting that you see, you may think it's blue, but once you really start looking at it, it's going to be green, it's going to be orange, it's going to be earth browns, it's going to be anything but blue. And yeah, I don't know why that is. It'll have blues in it, traces of blues, but for the most part, a good sky is not going to be blue. If you're ever challenged to a painting challenge and the person you're going up against has a green sky, just forget it. They're good. They're going to know what they're doing. So now I'm going to start loading up the birch board, the canvas, with paint. And I'm using the palette knife to just scoop the paint on. almost like a cake frosting, you know, and load it up. And then that way you got some paint to move around, to push, and to you know, scrape away, add more to, or whatever. I'm kind of liking it. I actually did the painting, I don't know, a couple weeks ago. So, you know, I've done, I don't know, probably half a dozen paintings since then. So I've almost forgotten about this. But yeah, I don't know why I made that so dark. I'm not liking that so much. And then, ooh, that looks heavy. I don't know why I did that. I don't like that. That'll get, yeah, I don't know why I did that. I don't like that. Oh, that one's really heavy too. I don't know, that doesn't look good. I don't like that. Oh, I'm getting nervous here. But I remember liking the painting when it was done, so I must have changed it somehow. So, but those two trees, well, actually those two trees and a bush, to me they look a little heavy. I'm not liking that. That's they're a little solid. So I'm curious to see what happens here. So there's some sky. I'm toning that yellow down. That yellow is a little garish, and there's a little bit of blue coming in. So you can see how, you know, it has the, when this is done, you're going to think, oh, it's a blue sky, it's a beautiful day. But there's actually going to be a lot of greens, a lot of yellows, and it's only going to have the feeling of being a blue sky, you know. If you have any questions, you know, put them in the comments, and I'll try and come back through on the next one and answer. But you can see it's starting to get some shape here. You know, it's starting to feel like there's some weight, like it's a real grounded place, you know. I'm starting to like it a little bit more. I want to see what I do with those two trees. Those are really causing me some stress here. I don't like what I'm seeing. It's a little embarrassing, but I'll fix them. Like I said, I remember liking this painting when it was done, so we'll see what happens, you know. I guess that's a lot of what art is all about, is you gotta just keep trying, you know. It's, you know, I get a lot of people who ask me, like, how do I make a living, you know, and how do I get some paintings that I can sell? It's like, well, you know, most of the people who are asking me this, they've done like 5 paintings. Like, well, you got to do like 500 paintings, and then if you're still having problems, then I don't know what to tell you at 500. But you just gotta get your numbers up there, and you just gotta keep going, and just keep working it, and you'll learn tricks. You know, it's all just tricks, really. I mean, it's not that hard. It's I don't know why more people don't paint or try to make a living as an artist, because it's actually, I mean, it's pretty easy. So here, now you see what I'm doing is I'm bringing some of that, you know, I loaded up the sky with a bunch of paint, and now I'm kind of working it down into the tree, making it a little bit more translucent, I guess, and you know, not quite the cinder block wall that it looked like, and softening up those edges. You know, paintings are all about the edges. You know, there's really no such thing as a line. It's just where yellow meets black, and then black meets white or whatever. And so it's all about the edges. And so here in a minute, you'll see I like using little bits of cardboard to kind of feather edges and stuff. And so here in a minute, I'm sure I'm about due for it. You know, I like paintings that have movement in them, that aren't stiff. You know, paintings that are super stiff tend to get kind of illustrational, I guess. You know, and they can be beautiful, don't get me, you know, wrong. You know, like a Richard Estes. Like, those are the coolest paintings ever. It's, you know, kind of photorealism. But, you know, he's a master. Like, that's, you know, most cheesy paintings that you see, they're stiff, you know, the people just weren't confident with the paint, they weren't relaxed, and they were just filling them in almost like a coloring book or a paint by numbers. And those are kind of the lamest paintings there are. So what you want to do is really, a great artist one time, this was a long time ago. Whoa, I'm making that even darker. Look at that. Boy, I don't remember this at all. See how hesitant I am? I'm like, oh, I kind of screwed up. I'm like, well, how do I get rid of this? I'm kind of stuck now. Boy, I don't remember doing this. This is the craziest thing watching it. So now, yeah, now I'm trying to go back. Huh. There we go. So I'm liking how I'm removing the paint. You can see those scratch marks in it. So I'm sure I'm going to push that a little bit and play with that some. And where'd I go? What, am I taking a break or something? Okay. Oh, I got the cardboard. So now I got the little piece of cardboard, and you can see how I can use it to scrape paint away. I learned this trick from a great artist, Jim Wagner. He's awesome. But he uses a lot of cardboard to paint with. It's a great tool because, you know, it's cheap. You always have cardboard around, but it gives you kind of a soft edge, but it's also kind of a scraper at the same time. So it's kind of between a brush and a hard edge rubber scraper or something. And here you can see I'm going around. I'm kind of dressing up the edges a little bit, softening them, and removing some paint. Because, you know, it's a balance. You don't want like 2 inches of paint on these. I mean, there's artists that can do that and make it look cool. But you want to balance. The more you can mix the two, where you can have some areas where the paint's super thick and some areas where it's the canvas showing through is super cool. You know, that's a... There's a famous quote from Picasso. He said, "What I don't paint is as important as what I do paint." And what he was saying was, you know, the areas of canvas that he left blank are just as important as the areas of canvas that he loaded up with paint. And so that's kind of what I'm doing here. And you can see how it makes like cool grass effect, and it gives it kind of a wispy feeling. Oh, here's the time lapse. So now, yeah, so you can see where I brought the color of the sky in. Oh, and then I did that, right. So then I kind of, you know, poke some holes in it and let the light shine through. And those, they're getting more permeable, I guess. Would that be the word? I'm not sure if that's the right word. But some light's coming through them, and it's getting pretty. And there's a little bit of red there. You got to have red in a painting. It's easy to be afraid of red. Don't be afraid of red. You gotta push them reds. And so now, you know, this painting, it's looking about done. Now I'm coming in with the brush, and with the brushes, it's a lot more control. And you can, you know, start doing your fine lines, your details. So yeah, that's looking kind of cool there. I'm kind of liking it. I love that little light coming through the trees there between the mountain. That's a cool effect. I'm liking it scraped away. There I pull the tape off the edges. I kind of tape off the edges. It gives the illusion of a frame without being a frame. Paint the sides real quick. Kind of give it a softer edge. And then you'll see, I think I have a finished shot where it's, they're all done. Oh yeah, it looks nice. That's a cool little painting. Yeah, I'm happy with that one. That one's pretty cool. It's out there drying. I haven't seen it, so it'll get delivered this week with any luck. And so there it is, all done. And so, yeah, you can see the blue of the mountains back there kind of coming through the trees. Those trees got shrunk up a lot. You can see all the cardboard scrapes that looks like little grass coming up. And this is a little tiny painting. It's only about that big. And yeah, it makes a cool little painting. Super happy with it. So yeah, find me on Instagram. What is it? Jeff Cochran Artist. And like, subscribe, all that good stuff. And hope you enjoyed it. Have any questions, leave questions. Thanks.